Hey everyone, welcome to Aitri Labs. In this video, I'll show you how to use our product pricing template to calculate your cost per unit, selling price per unit, and gross profit per unit. This is perfect for startups, small business owners, and anyone who's looking to learn a little bit about pricing. We will work through using a hypothetical cosmetics brand that I've created and break it down into 3 pricing scenarios. 1, you know your gross margin, and then you need to find out your ideal selling price. 2, you know your selling price, and you're trying to calculate your gross profit and gross margin. 3, you know your selling price and gross margin, and you're trying to discover your target cost price per unit. So let's go into the template. You can select between 3 currencies: US dollar, euro, British pounds. I'll give you a guess as to what currency I'm going to use. Yes, British pound, that automatically populates there. So I'm going to use the Aitri shampoo line in this scenario. For this shampoo, I'm going to start with 10,000 units. The next is my factory cost. So this is the cost that my manufacturers have charged me per unit. If you'd like to learn a bit more about manufacturing cost, meaning your bulk material cost, direct labor, or any other direct cost, check out the link in the description below for that video. All my factoring cost per unit is £1.50. Next is freight and shipping, and this is 15p. Next, packaging. So this could be your primary, your secondary, or your tertiary. In this case, mine is 20p. Remember, we're working in cost per unit. So for testing, I'm going to show you a little bit how that works. So this is the testing to make sure my products are compliant. So the testing house charged me £500. So I'm going to put that £500 figure there. And to get my cost per unit, I'll divide my total cost of that 500, the number of units, that's 10,000. And that's how cost per unit is worked out for each line. And that's 5p. And that's the associated costs each unit. Next, fulfillment. As I outsource my customer orders to a third party, they charge 2 pence. Next, other costs. This may be storage, admin, or any extras. I'm going to put in 10p. Lastly, depending on where your products are coming from, it may incur some import duty. In this case, there's a duty rate charge of 2.5%. And then now, in the next column, I have my total cost, which is the addition of all the costs previously plugged in, plus the 2.5% duty rate on top of it. And that's my total cost. We go into the first scenario. So we know our gross margin, and we're trying to calculate our selling price. 6% gross margin. You can see all that's now calculated. My selling price, my gross profit, and also those last 2 columns show me my total sales and my total gross profit. The next scenario, you know your selling price and you're trying to calculate your gross margin. So we're going to use exactly the same numbers as we've used in the first scenario. So in this case, if I want to know what my gross margin would be, if I upped my selling price, the product is doing quite well. I'm getting a lot of rave reviews. £8. As you can see, the template tells me my gross margin would be just over 74%. My gross profit would be £5.93. In the last scenario, we're trying to figure out what our target cost would be. So if things are hard for Aitri shampoo, they're not doing really well, and I want to know if I was to reduce my selling price, would I still hit my target cost? If I want to work towards a selling price of £3, but I'd also like to still make some decent margin. In this case, decent for me is 40%. So my target cost there is £1.80. And that's it. If you've learned just one thing from this tutorial, go ahead and like the video. And if you've learned quite a few things, why don't you subscribe and join the Aitri Labs community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.